Hello, my name is Ruth Carter, and I'm a licensed attorney in Arizona. And this is your question of the day. All right. Somebody asked me, how do employers typically prove non-compete contract violations in court? All right, that is a very good question. I would start by looking at what does your non-compete agreement say. It may have limitations regarding what industries you work in after you leave your employment. It may have limitations based on the geographic area in which you can work. And the duration in which. So it may be relatively easy to prove that you violated that if it says you can't work for a direct competitor for 6 months, and 2 weeks after you've left your job, that's what you're doing. Well, that's pretty easy. Things that are more challenging to prove are information like client lists, trade secrets, things that aren't necessarily obvious whether you're using it, but it could be inferred that you're using it just because it's information that's in your brain, that there may be no way for you to split that part of your brain out and not consider it in your new position. So I guess it would depend on the circumstances and what you are being accused of doing wrong. And if they can prove things like if you copied files before you left, and maybe either emailed them to yourself or made copies on some type of thumb drive, and you weren't supposed to take any company files with you, that's an indicator that you violated the non-compete agreement. There's likely, if you have a non-compete agreement, you probably also have a confidentiality agreement that you could be violating. So yeah, I would look at the totality of the circumstances. I've even seen situations where people blatantly, publicly admit that they are violating their non-compete agreement. So sometimes that's what happens, and it's hard for someone to say, "Oh no, I didn't violate it," when they can hold up a post that you put on social media saying that that's exactly what you're doing. So yeah, you have to look at exactly what does the contract say and what actions can you prove that the person is doing. So if you are in a situation where you're wondering if you're violating a non-compete or if you think your former employee is, contact an attorney in your community who can review the contract and the circumstances and give you proper legal advice, because this video is merely legal information. It is not a substitute for hiring a lawyer. If you have a question you want me to answer in an upcoming video, feel free to leave it as a comment below, shoot me an email. Please subscribe to the channel. I put out new content every week. I think that's all I have on this topic for now. So until then, I will catch up with you later. Take care.